A baby can do nothing. And that's the thing too, like it's just funny. You just realize the difference too. Anyone who says there's no difference between men and women. I mean, within the first day or 2 days.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you're even politicizing this statement. What's supposed to be a beautiful sentiment while you're in rehabilitation and you're actually filming your rehabilitation exercises. Stephen, I was about to say, like, the crux of all of this should kind of be like, well, then, is this changing you, this experience? Do you want to keep vilifying people? Do you want to keep vilifying marginalized groups for pay? That's what your job has been. That's what you do. You vilify marginalized people for money. All right. I'm sure everyone has been following the Steven Crowder saga for a while. You've probably been wondering where exactly is Steven Crowder, what's happening to him. You've also probably noticed that I haven't been covering lots of it, mostly just because I think it's weird. I'm not entirely sure if it's Steven himself who's trying to monetize his own trials and tribulations, or if it's his father. If his father's like, the cameras must stay on, Steven, at all times. And he's like, but Daddy, I simply want to live, Daddy. I'm going to have myself a little operation, Daddy. He's like, oh, yes, you will, Stephen. And I will film it all, and we will sell mug clubs. Many a mug will be sold at your expense. Every drop of blood those leeches pull from your body will be another drop to fill my mug. Or something to that effect. I don't know. I don't know what their family dynamics like. I'm just saying, basically for me, that's why I wasn't covering much of it. But he's got a new video out called What Happened After My Surgery. I am very curious to see what is about to happen. A Mug Club production.
Update. Before I get into the update, I want to be really clear. I don't think I've ever experienced better care than at the Mayo Clinic. There are levels to this thing, and I cannot recommend them enough. They're not a sponsor, obviously. I have no vested interest in it. But my near-death...
I mean, if you can afford it, but, you know, I'm sure most of you can. Most of my millions of viewers, probably all of you have the money to go to the Mayo Clinic, I'm sure. It's just a skip and a hop.
Experience is entirely the result of my stupidity and has nothing to do with anything the doctors had done. As a matter of fact, I did the opposite. So,
wait, you're already defending private healthcare and throwing yourself under the bus? Was that part of Daddy's plan? And also, Stephen, I would also like if you were to praise the private healthcare system. But Daddy, they took too much blood from me, Daddy. It hurt. No, Stephen, you know what to do. I don't know why his father sounds like that. I assume his father probably sounds like a normal man his age.
I guess, yeah, last we left, you know, I bit of a cliffhanger. I almost died, came pretty close to it. I woke up in the middle of the night having trouble breathing, and it got to the point where I felt like I just could not get oxygen. And it really felt like if it got 1% worse, then I was going to die. Let me explain to you.
That's horrible. That's horrifying. Not something I would wish on anybody, honestly. Just like, that's terrible stuff. Again, it is weird that the whole thing is being turned into Mug Club Presents this video. That's why I've always thought this is kind of a strange angle. It's just a weird thing for me to have to cover too. Like, why are either you or your father, who's ever responsible, trying to monetize this into... Anyways, I digress. You also have to keep in mind, because it's very easy to fall into that trap of me consistently being like, well, I mean, the editing, the camera work, everything, good music, it's eliciting an emotional response from me. It's triggering my empathy goo and activating it and, demanding of me an emotional response. I do have to try and keep in mind that this is the same individual who has been making the lives of countless amounts of people, especially those in the LGBTQIA plus community, making their lives worse, consistently worse, more dangerous on a regular basis, especially when it comes to medical decisions. So that's why it's so very weird for me, for someone who, again, has spent a lot of his career vilifying and demonizing people for their own medical choices, to then be monetizing these videos. And in pursuit of what exactly? to build up PR, to promote private healthcare, to promote American healthcare, if you can afford it, as being all powerful, superior.
Exactly what happened. So
to pay the bills, get those mugs.
You go on the Mayo Clinic website and read about the recovery for a procedure like this. It's 12 weeks before you're back to work, minimum. But I did have a lot of external pressures to try and come back sooner. So I thought I could do it in 4. I pushed too hard. I was doing too much, and my body told me, who told you you could do that? And I paid for it. After the procedure, after the surgery, I was doing a lot of walking and moving around and stairs and stuff, which was ill-advised. But I kept getting winded just going up the stairs, doing basic things, and my breath registering on the spirometer kept getting worse. That's not so bad. It's better than before. But when it was really bad, it was a little between 1,000 and 1,250. And so now it's at 3,500. It feels like a toy. So I went in to a local hospital, got an x-ray, and they said, well, one of the lungs has collapsed, so it's really because you're not breathing enough. You're not expanding that lung. So they gave me some breathing exercises. And probably about 4 days after that, it was nighttime. I had to walk up the stairs to go to bed. And I remember getting really dizzy, kind of, seeing stars and short of breath. Once I laid down on my back with my glorified sex pillow that I have to, it's my mom bought it for me. She said, this will support your thoracic spine. It's a
I can't tolerate Steven Crowder humor in the middle of the Steven Crowder emotional sequence.
Feel the exhaustion of my muscles from breathing. That's when I remember getting really scared. Sometimes I always wondered this. You would watch in the films and you'd see people just sort of stop breathing and you wonder, well, just keep breathing. It's almost like drowning, right? Your muscles are too tired and you can't swim and you sink, even though you think, well, do whatever it takes to swim. It doesn't matter what your fight or flight instinct is. At a certain point, the muscles and the mechanics required to keep breathing, they're just not there. You don't have a never-ending supply of energy. And so it's 4 a.m. and I remember thinking, okay, getting lightheaded, I might go out, and was really scared that I wouldn't have the energy to breathe while I was out. So I called my best friend who was downstairs. He didn't answer, texted my dad, and then called through to my dad about 3 or 4 times to get through, the emergency call whenever it's in Do Not Disturb or something. And he answered what was going on, and I could only get one word out with every breath. Okay, Dad. And so I won't put you through that, like the Black in the wheelchair and Malcolm in the middle, but that's what it actually was like. And I told my dad that I thought that this could be the last time that I ever spoke with him.
Like, again, all horrifying, but why? Why does this exist? Just like as a piece of media? Like, are you trying to teach others that this is natural or normal? You lost a lot of blood. It sounds, again, horrifying. It's been censored so it can get through the YouTubes. I don't understand the point of all this. Ad revenue?
Everything's been put in perspective on what has to get done, what matters, what doesn't, and obviously what matters most is getting healthy, being back, now with the twins who obviously have been...
Yeah, like that's kind of the thing, right? Like at a certain point, not everything has to be monetized. You can go to the hospital, you can have a cardiac arrest, you can have significant surgery, you can have blood drained from your body, and it doesn't need to be a scene. It doesn't need to be something for the Patreon or the Mug Club or the ads. You can turn it off. Maybe the Mayo Clinic had to make this. They do stuff like that. That would be weird. I'm not saying I'm putting it past him. I'd need some like definitive proof to start being like, well, it kind of looks to me like Steven is also. I mean, he did say out loud they're not an official sponsor.
You just want to make sure they're safe and healthy. And hope you don't screw it up, because there's like even a puppy like when you bring it home at 8 weeks is so much more capable than a baby, right? They can walk, they can get into stuff and eat, like they can go to the bathroom and it's not just going to be all over them. A baby can do nothing, and that's the thing too. Like it's just funny. You just realize the difference too. Anyone who says there's a difference between men and women, I mean, within the first day or 2 days.
Oh my god, you're even politicizing this statement. what's supposed to be a beautiful sentiment while you're in rehabilitation and you're actually filming your rehabilitation exercises. Wow. Steven, I was about to say, like, the crux of all of this should kind of be like, well, then, is this changing you, this experience? Do you want to keep vilifying people? Do you want to keep vilifying marginalized groups for pay? That's what your job has been. That's what you do. You vilify marginalized people for money, and then you reinforce whatever, like, backers have been sponsoring you for that week as well. Maybe this is a sign.
Hillary's like, oh yeah, after your feet of you, like someone's like really good with a gun, like disassembling it like a Marine or something. She's like, oh yeah, okay, turn it over. Okay, here you go. Burp him, fart him, okay, change. And then I'm just like, am I supporting his head? I absolutely see though now how statistically
because he's talking about how precious life is and how this has suddenly made him realize the epiphany that you expect to come from someone who claims to have nearly died. So like my lungs have nearly collapsed on me. I'm in the hospital. I was like on the verge of death, I was at death's door, so to speak. So now I realize what's really important in my life. And that is, of course, my family, my child, my friends, the things that have always mattered. Be like, yes, okay, neat. It's these are good things, right? And also, maybe look at your channel. In your product line. Just you could do it right now on your phone. Just scroll through. Whole thing is making, a lot of other people's lives really shitty. That's like the whole point of the thing. It's just marginalizing the marginalized. So I mean, when we're all on this whole new lease on life, it might be nice to go on down,
Being a parent makes people way more conservative. It puts in perspective.
But no, he's gonna go in the exact opposite direction. Now it's gonna be like, you remember he was 2 Glocks before, and now he's gonna be like 20 Glocks. And a nice old bazooka behind there. I don't know, whatever is the most aggressive legal firearm you can own in America.
Talk about the changes going on in the country and the world, and if you had an audience, or you could influence millions of people for the better to change the world that your kids would live in.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that Gamba. I'll put that Gamba up on the screen. Hold on. I gotta go to my dashboard. Name of the prediction. Will he plug a product or will one be on screen? Okay, 30 seconds to place bets.
Would you ever run the risk of flipping that switch off? And that puts it in perspective how important what we do is, even though sometimes it may seem silly, just so that everyone out there, that us, here at the show, and hopefully my kids as they grow up realize that.
Whoa, they're turning this whole thing into an inspirational thing. This feels like a Bernie Sanders political ad right now. We need that, like that Superman music. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. Getting the fans.
And we do is, even though sometimes it may seem silly, just so that everyone out there, that us, here at the show, and hopefully my kids as they grow up realize that they're not alone. You don't have to go through it alone.
Unless you're
as long as my lung cavity is not filled up with bloody fluid.
Because then we'll go after you.
Come September.
Oh, look at that! Use promo code Crowder comes back, $20 off on your subscription. The gamble is over. Yes, there will be. Choosing outcome. Oh, and people bet big. They bet big on that gamble. Look at y'all. 61K on the line. Oh, shit. Gun. Oh yeah, no, that was an easy call. Tune in on September 7th, 10 a.m. for the Crowder Comes Back on YouTube and Blaze TV. Promo code Crowder Comes Back for $20 off a 1-year subscription to the Mug Club. Yep. Hey, the game is the game. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. The game is the game. I don't know if it was his father or if it was Steven Crowder, whoever planned this and was like, you know what we can do? You're going through the surgery. We know you won't be able to film segments. We got some time. Why don't we turn this all around? Turn this into the comeback tour. Because we're back, baby. 20% off. 1-year subscription to the Mug Club. All right. There we are. Yeah, I know. If he wanted to go outside, though, he'd be making sounds. He's just like, I'm making a lot of noise. It was also all of you, by the way. It was because we were just like, we were all celebrating. We were all making all this noise, and got up and he's like, what, is there a party? What's going on? No, there's no party unless you use the promo code, and then hell yeah. Hell yeah. Do you want movies and Serfs watching the movies? So then come over to the new channels. It's the Serfs cinema. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account because it's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely. And when everyone asks why do older generations believe the things they believe, one of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project, podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our gods, Tigro and Payton El Jus, we pray to you, our sky daddies, to keep us safe from harm. To our monarchs, Tom Spiker and the Tim Caucus, we shall humbly clean your golden toilets in your spatial palaces. To our lords, Ultra Wolf, Evan Nudie, Trevor R., Alexander Thaler, Ryan Lubin, and Jeff Lamb, we are eternally grateful for this small segment of land for us to toil and work. To our knights, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Ants Are Still Running the World, Coulter Smith, Val 9000, Jenna Tall, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojack, Sharon 42, Chronic to Hemphog, Catherine, Bone Jenny, Radical Maniac, Ramona Costa, Jimmy Big Nuts, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Jopi, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our glasses, we raise our swords, and we salute you, our friends. And to Lance, you are the wind beneath my wings.